So my husband and I, we just cannot seem to get on the same page financially. I want to save, save, save. He wants to spend, spend, spend. How do we come together?
That's a common question I get with a lot of couples. What I typically recommend is that you have set aside some time with your partner to talk about how it's important that we're all on the same page and that we're understanding one another and that we're going in the same direction, and that we sit down and have a plan and have an understanding. Usually one person in the marriage is the nerd and the other one's a free spirit. And how do we come together, making sure we're all rowing in the same direction? Something I provide and do for my clients is I do a financial plan where we invite both spouses in, and we have a big TV in my office that we pull up all their stuff on, and we fill in all the little spaces. I have some comprehensive financial planning software. It allows me to really profile in exactly where you guys are at right now, what your point A is. And then we have this kind of interesting, fun-filled discussion about where we see our future going. What's really important to us? What do we want to see happen along the way with the big stuff? Obviously, there's retirement, but there's also other things like, what if he wants an addition to the garage? What if you want a new car? What if we want to make sure the kids get off to college? What if we want to make sure so-and-so gets off on a mission? What if we want to make sure so-and-so be able to go to this particular college? All of those big things need some planning and talk, and we put all that into the system. And the system, once we have everything in there, the system will run a what's called a Monte Carlo scenario, where it back tests that scenario through 500 real world markets to see how that would have worked out in the past, to see if we're on the right page and the right track, and see if that would have made sense or not. And then once we find the scenario that makes the most sense with what we could afford to do, it generates a full financial plan saying, okay, anytime Lisa and her family have extra money, it needs to go to this bucket, then that bucket, and then that bucket. And we set up those buckets with my company. It's where those, right after you're paid or your husband's paid, a certain amount of money is automatically put into this bucket, and that bucket and that bucket automatically invested, so that you know that anything's left over is free for you guys to go spend on what you not, because you spend on what you want, because you already covered your bases. You already covered the important stuff. And so you made it automatic. You made those goals automatic, where they're automatically being funded and provided for, and it simplifies your whole financial plan. And it's kind of fun because both you and your spouse are seeing and talking about what you want together, and you're seeing it on the big screen, and you're seeing, talking about what we really want in life together, how we foresee our retirement being in the early years, the mid years, and later years. And then when you both see that together on the screen, it just simplifies it all down. Okay, yeah, these are the things that we really want. So yes, we both know that we need to have X amount going to these things to make things happen. And then that really helps bring it together, because then both of you have the buy-in. And between you two and your advisor having the buy-in together, we're all rowing the same direction, and we're more likely to make the important stuff happen. If you'd like to make sure that you and your spouse are on the same page together going into this new year towards what's most important to you financially, give me a call at 928-358-4314. Investments offered through SharpPoint, a registered investment advisor.